Well, hello everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to our fancy stream today.
Good afternoon.
You got the Shelby and the Jordan today.
Yeah.
Jason may decide to grace us with his wonderful presence.
Maybe.
At some point in the afternoon. But he's currently in the middle of a meeting and therefore is ineligible to participate in today's live stream. Which means that Shelby and I get to run amok.
Yes. And we have energy drinks.
And Shelby found her favorite energy drink in the world at
Yes.
the place where we went to lunch today.
I did.
So she bought two.
I did.
And I was like, all right. Because she likes this like weird fancy energy drink that I've never seen before.
It's so good.
And I was like, all right, I got to try this thing. Shelby is like constantly going on about this. So we're going to partake. We're going to give it a shot. We're going to give it the good old not-so-college try.
I love it.
So, smell test. Smells quite delightful.
It does.
You know, smells nice and fruity.
I haven't been able to find these ones for 4 months.
You have not found them in 4 months.
This flavor specifically.
It's a nice kiwi scent.
Yeah.
I happen to like kiwi flavor.
How are the legs on it?
The legs?
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what you're referring
It's
to.
like wine.
Shelby. Oh, that was kind of... It's not that kind of legs. I'm smelling a beverage on stream, which is admittedly a little weird. But you know what? What the heck? Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so now let's talk about this. Don't forget, everybody, we will in fact be painting on stream.
Yeah.
But I have to explain, or attempt to explain, what just happened in my face just a second ago. So it's really fizzy, and it has a flavor to it. And then the bubbles on your tongue have a different flavor.
Yes.
Which is very interesting.
It's like a party in your mouth.
Yes.
A bubble party.
Which is very bizarre. But also kind of delightful. Are we allowed to do this kind of product placement? There you go.
Remove one.
This is what we're partaking of.
It's so good, guys. It's called a
And I don't
Lonnie
normally
New.
like guava.
Neither do I. Guava's a weird flavor usually.
But you pair guava with other things,
Like-
all of a sudden
like
guava stops being
kiwi.
like guava-y.
And T. Schmidt, I am well on my way to being well caffeinated.
Oh. It just kind of hits different.
I don't know if that was a good reaction or not.
Oh.
Their cherry slush is so good. I was just telling Jordan all the flavors. My other favorite one is a seasonal one, so that's a bit of a bummer.
Well, welcome everybody.
Welcome.
Okay, Babe J. I know it's a meme to ask. Would you mind scrolling up just a little bit so I can read it?
Oh.
But at this point, I was curious what the plan was for May, and if there is one. My 3D printer might need a fix, and I might need to look for a different option depending on the theme. Well, Bakamaru. As if we had not had a conversation about this prior to us coming on stream today. We may or may not know, definitely do, know what the challenge is going to be for May.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
It is not Scale Jail. It is not Mech May. Although, I will tell you, you could paint a mech,
Oh.
and it would fit
Oh.
very well into the theme.
Is it?
You don't actually know, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay. So...
Can I guess?
Yeah. Give us a guess over there. Shelby, you get
Okay,
three guesses.
are we playing with alliteration here?
No.
Okay, well, there goes my guess.
As much as I might like to.
Yeah. Oh, okay, but Max. What? Does it have to do with robots specifically?
No.
Okay, well, I'm done guessing. I had my fun.
You didn't even guess. You asked the question and then stopped.
That's because I had a hunch, but then my hunch was completely bamboozled. You bamboozled my hunch.
We are doing post-apocalyptic. Jesus. Post-apocalyptic May.
That's awesome. I'm sorry I laughed at you. That was hilarious. But that's awesome.
Yeah. Post-apocalyptic.
Post-apocalyptic Jesus. Nice.
What did I even say? I don't even know how I got it wrong. I said something weird though.
I could not replicate it.
It was like
I don't know.
Aspostolyptic or something. Yes. Post-apocalyptic challenge for May.
Apocalyptic.
Apocalyptic. Apocalyptic. I don't even know. Post-apocalyptic.
Apoplectic. Anyway, post-apocalyptic.
Yeah. So, if you have anything like cool Fallout or Wasteland themed thing, or if you wanted to paint a robot that was all beat up and rusted out,
Could totally do it.
Maybe would work really good for this theme. So we're going with post-apocalyptic May.
Nice. I love it.
We're going to call it PAM for short.
Oh.
Post-apocalyptic May.
It's Pam.
PAM for short.
Post-epileptic.
Post-epileptic.
Do zombies count? I would say.
OMG Mike. Alpha Potastic. Potato chip themed? Got it. I like Pam. See, I like Pam too.
Post-epileptic, I think, is my favorite. Well done, source.
Post-epileptic? I mean, yeah, kind of.
Do zombies count, though? I think they do. But it's your challenge.
I mean, Fallout did zombies. Screw it.
Yeah. Zombies count. Do it.
If it feels like it's post-apocalyptic...
We have all those zombies.
And it was because of the zombies...
We have all those Zombieland models.
I'm just saying... We got...
I may have to participate.
Apoplectic. I'm not even sure I'm saying that right.
I give up.
Apoplectic? Apoplectic?
We're not even going to paint today. We're just going to think of all the fun ways to spell apocalyptic.
Crap, I have to open my Resident Evil box. Jen is having a twitch. Let's just say that I'm glad that Jen was not here for this destruction of the English language that we have partaken of in the last 5 minutes of stream.
She'd be pretty disappointed.
So I will be putting up the document for next month tomorrow, and it will be active as of today. So you guys can start on it today if you want. We do also have some pretty sweet miniatures that will be going up on the website soon. Like with enough time that if you guys wanted to paint something for that, you might be able to. Not quite soon, TM. More like soon. As in, like, I know, but can't tell you how soon.
Yes, it may or may not fall in theme.
Yeah.
For this month.
Yeah, it may or may not fall in theme, but likely does considering the context of the statement. You know what I mean?
Yes. I had to think about it for a bit, but yes.
I ordered 2 texture trainers today, decided to go with that instead of the 75mm mini. You know what's cool, though? Both of those miniatures could work for post-apocalyptic.
Both of them?
One definitely more than the other.
Yes.
Like, I would say that I would count this as being post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Like,
you could
make the argument, right?
Yeah.
World traveled.
Totally.
Weathered.
Yeah.
Right? It's got some of that. I might have painted it a little bit different if I were going for that vibe.
I feel like
I think it would work.
I think I disagree with the warrior model being able to be post-apocalyptic.
I think you could make it work. It would be a stretch. It would be more of a stretch.
It's not very sci-fi. It's more medieval.
What about medieval post-apocalypse?
I don't think.
Okay.
I don't.
No, you're right.
What's one example of
Let's
medieval post-apocalyptic?
Go with what most people would typically assume would be post-apocalyptic.
Yes.
So the other texture trainer. Now things are messy.
Hear me out. The plate on her armor could be free-handed with soda can designs. The Hobbit is in the future. Smaug counts.
Oh God. Michonne from Walking Dead. I mean, that would work.
The Black Plague was, I guess, but I
That's
think,
true.
I
The
think,
Wheel of Time is in fact medieval post-apocalyptic.
I just don't believe it. Personally.
To be fair though, T. Schmidt, that becomes medieval post-apocalyptic because of the modern day things that you can see in the narrative, like physically.
Anyway, post-apocalyptic is the
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Smog with no. OMG Mike, Smog might actually work better for the completion of next month's challenge, which I have an idea for.
Ryan Wallace, that is not what I said. The Black Plague existed. Does still exist? Question mark? Not really.
But yeah, Smaug is most certainly happening. It will be happening as soon as it arrives. But we have a plan. There's a plan in place.
Next month's scale jail confirmed.
Oh gosh. What's up, Nodens? How's it going?
I need you to do some challenges that line up with the She-Ra models that I want to paint. That would be fantastic for me.
Post-apocalyptic.
It doesn't work really at all.
Yeah, I suppose not. Oh my gosh, Smaug should be your golden demon entry. Oh,
there's an idea.
No.
You totally could. Did you already figure out what you want to paint?
No.
Sounds like you did now.
It's funny because it's like not a terrible idea. Oh, but that's a long time to be painting it on stream.
Philip,
chat.
what's your work question?
What's up?
Philip just said he has a work question. What's your work question? Hopefully I can answer it. Yeah, it sounds like you need to paint Smaug. It should be on the whiteboard.
T. Schmidt, we actually have one on the way. Believe it or not. Don't feel bad, Mike. I'm not sure that that's something that I would feel comfortable doing for Golden Demon. For a variety of different reasons. One, I think when it comes to Golden Demon, if you really want to paint something like to the best of your ability, doing something that large is a very, very exceptional undertaking. And I'm not sure that I would have the time or availability to be able to devote that much time to something like that. And I would rather paint it up really nice and have it so that we could do like fun content around the stream. Whether it be like Chris and I playing a game on stream or, something like that. Rather than having it sit around unfinished for a year. Because something like that would take an absolutely ridiculous amount of time. And I would want to do a lot of conversions, a lot of conversions on something that I would do for Golden Demon. I would do a lot of resculpting, and that is a lot of like level of sculpting that I do not have confidence in.
Do most people resculpt their Golden Demons?
A lot of people will do conversions for their Golden Demons.
Awesome. I will not be part of that.
You don't have to. There are a lot of people who just submit stuff that's just miniatures.
Perfect.
I would say if you are actively shooting for winning,
well,
or like getting a golden demon, then you probably should be like.
We all know I'm a professional
converting.
painter, so. Converting Smaug into
I think it's-
Catholicism. From what?
Yeah,
is
that would
the
be
question?
totally unhelpful for learning to paint a model like that. I think. Oh gosh.
I still need to build my model. I should probably start it.
For what? Oh,
Golden Demon.
Right, I forgot.
How dare you?
We've had a lot of different conversations about different projects
I
since
know.
we had that
I
conversation.
know. I have so many projects.
Like quite a few.
Yeah, like
Not the
three
least
at
of which is a big old dragon.
Yeah.
Or Lost Note, which is still on my desk.
Yes. Mine
Or-
is not built.
Mine is also not built. Yeah, Shelby, build your smog.
No, I have my model. Jordan does not have a model yet, but I have mine.
Yeah, I haven't quite figured out what I would want to do for Golden Doom yet. There's
Oh, thanks, Wad.
a lot of different options out there. I think part of it too is that there's a lot of cool stuff that's probably going to be coming out this year.
True.
So you never know. I think I really, really love the new demonic version of the Emperor's Children Primarch, whose name escapes me at this very moment. I really, really, really love that model, so that would be good. Also, more scale jail.
Sounds like you're really drawn to being in scale jail.
Apparently, I really like to paint things with scales on them. Which is funny, because I don't play the scaly faction, and I did sort of, though, for a short period of time. Alright, let's paint. Let's do some painting. Let me get off of this topic. Yes, Fulgrim. The model is wild.
I just need to figure out what I want to do, because I think I want to do like a little diorama type thing. Not like full diorama, but I want to have like a little scene around my model. But I need to figure out how to do that and what I want it to be. So that should be interesting.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what you end up doing with your.
No pressure.
Mo, I can respect that. Fulgrim it's definitely a metal miniature. Or not metal, resin miniature. Yeah, Mike. I'm thinking about doing that. Like when I think about models that I really, really like excite me in the range right now, that's definitely one of them. I really love the new Cities of Sigmar models, but I have to admit, I've not really loved painting them.
Hi, Treebeard. Welcome.
I reprimed over some of the ones that I painted because I wanted to repaint them, and then started painting them and realized that I just like wasn't into it, which is a little bit of a bummer because I really like the models, which is something that I've never really had an experience with before.
Where you like the models but you don't like painting them?
Yeah. Normally I'm like very good about like, obviously if I needed to paint it for work or something, I could paint the heck out of it. But
right.
It's one of those things where it's like, difficult to, I just, I've never had a situation where I've really enjoyed a model from the way that it looks and not enjoyed painting it. And I think that was the first set of models where I felt that way. And it's a bummer because I really like the faction.
Yeah.
It just might be one of those first things where I'm like, I might pay somebody else to paint it for me.
Nodens, I had the same exact thought, but I didn't speak my mind.
What?
Noden said Baby J reprimed a mini. No way, lol.
No way, lol. Yeah, it's almost like that's never happened before. Panic Bomb, has the new challenge been announced? Yes. Post
Epileptic.
Post paraplegic. Post apoplectic. Post apologetic.
Post apocalyptic. Gabe has been trying to get me to play Fallout with him because I got a new computer.
You got a new computer?
Well, new to me. It's Gabe's old computer.
You should play games with us.
I know.
We should all play games.
I know.
That would be fun.
Right now, I only play Stardew Valley. But I could branch out, I suppose.
You can and should.
No, I've thought about it. I'd like to try some at least.
There are many games out there to experience.
The tough thing for me is that I'm all right at video games with a controller.
It's not about being good.
Maybe to you.
Well, remember,
I like being good.
being good comes with practice and time
Yeah.
invested in such things.
Well, it's more just, my fingers just are not used to computer controls.
Are your fingers used to painting miniatures?
No.
Similar sort of thing.
See what I have to deal with, chat.
See what I have to deal with, chat? Man, I just can't get away from it. I'm just, see what you have to deal with. It's called Baby J. How horrible dealing with Baby J is. You guys
Yeah.
really have it bad. I'm so sorry for you. I am a true negative influence on the world.
Oh.
Oh?
Jade said, total side note, Baby J and my adopted niece, Shelby, have healing voices. Migraine level headache all day, even after acupuncture. Stream starts, they're talking, headache is gone.
Nice.
Woo!
I love it.
We have the magic.
Magic voices.
Someone's gone to school of Jason. Yes. I got straight A's. What games do you guys play?
Well, I play all sorts of stuff. But I have played pretty much anything that could be played that you would play. Which is not helpful, I know.
Yeah, that's telling me a lot.
What I would put, how about I rephrase this? What kind of games would you be interested in playing?
Yeah, that's tough.
Because the real answer to your question is I will play whatever my friends are playing.
Yeah.
If it's not just like horrible.
Right.
Yeah,
I would play Fallout. I think I need to get
like things that I actually play are things like Teamfight Tactics.
Right.
Or
Yeah,
my buddy got me playing Maple Story.
There is a difference between the games that you like willingly play by yourself and like grind for hours on, and the games that you play with your friends because you like to be stupid with your friends. Be
social and hang out.
Yeah. I'm interested in Lies of P, but I get nervous about like the way he talks about it. He says it's like super difficult. And so
we should get Shelby to play Elden Ring.
Oh, no thanks.
No thanks.
But it sounds so cool. I'm very interested in Lies of P, but I know that I would just get frustrated and then never play it again.
It's it's funny, right? Because it's hard to recommend those games sometimes. Because it's like some people like games that are just punishingly hard.
Yeah. Ghost Hunter, I'm not playing Noida.
Because you
Can't
go,
even trick me.
Dang, that was really difficult. I'm not sure how to get beyond that.
Yeah.
Time to go figure it out.
Right. And sometimes I am like that. It depends. I have to really fall in love with the game.
Yes.
Like, I don't know how hard this game was for people, but I played Hollow Knight. And it's pretty difficult at some points, but there was There was a time when I was like determined to like beat some of the bosses that were tricky. But I have to like really love the game. And that one just had adorable little bugs.
Yeah.
So
I think. I don't know. I think there are definitely some games that I think could be easily accessible, fun games that you could play with a group.
yeah.
I think getting you into more of the niche stuff would be a little bit more difficult until you found interest in those kinds of things yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, I wouldn't necessarily say, "Hey, you should play Teamfight Tactics," unless you had like an interest in that sort of thing. Do I think it is something that you might be vaguely interested in? Maybe.
Right.
But it's like, it's a very different kind of game. It's like, and it's kind of hard to like grasp.
Right.
But that's a game I really enjoy playing.
Yeah, I probably just need to try a bunch of games. I need to get like Xbox Games Pass so that I'm not like buying a bunch of video games and then you know what I mean?
Yes. Also, yeah. The thing is, when you're limited by Game Pass, it's like you can only play the things that like they give you for free.
Yeah. But that wouldn't be terrible for like figuring out what games I like. Teach me. I have heard of Ori, but I haven't looked into it a ton. And I have played Animal Crossing as well, Ghost Hunter.
Oh no, what have you done, Mike? Oh no.
What? Oh.
Oh, hold on. Painting question. Okay. Painting question. I have some Space Wolf proxies that I need to paint. And I'm not even remotely interested in painting them in that drab, dull gray. What would be a good color scheme to look for inspiration for painting these guys? I mean, 40K Space Wolves are a lot less of like a dull gray. They're more of like a blue gray, like a brighter, more saturated blue gray, and they have like cool yellow accents, which is really neat. So like maybe looking at some color inspiration from like older school Space Wolf stuff. If you want them to be in that like general Space Wolf like color palette. Other than that, it kind of depends on what you want to paint them like.
Pink.
Like if you don't like the drab dull gray, then definitely don't paint them that way. Paint them the way that excites you.
True. If you painted a color that doesn't excite you, you're not going to want to finish them.
Yes. Yeah, I mean that's kind of, it's just kind of hard question to answer. I mean, you could do like a blue green would be kind of cool. If you're just looking for just like random inspiration that's like kind of a little bit of a variation. You'd like to keep with the Norse theme. I mean, blue greens would be kind of cool. Instead of the gray. Okay. This is a oh my
Mike.
God, Mike moment.
Yeah.
OMG, Mike.
Go see, that's a good point. I will keep my eyes out. I've been putting together my gnome team at lunch and most mornings before work. It has been super fun. I have no idea how I'm going to paint them.
I live up to my name. Oh my God. Painting on my buddy's Imperial Guard army, and man, does the paint job not excite me. But I have learned so much since it's like 2,500 points worth. Yeah, I've been there. Colors are basically the Games Workshop Rust, Gray, Xandri Dust, Gold, and Black. Yep, Cannibalistic Zombie. I've been there. Man, have I painted armies for people, and I understand how you feel. I have been there. I have been back again. And then I've been back to the back again place. And the nice thing is, you do learn a lot. Whenever you are forced to paint that much stuff, you do learn a lot.
Yeah, it's true.
So
I have a feeling that I'm going to learn a lot when I paint my gnomes. Especially like doing the same thing over and over. If it's an army, it just kind of, you learn how to do specific things a specific way, like better, I guess. You know what I mean? Did that make sense?
Yeah.
It came out and it didn't really make sense in my head, but
when you learn, you learn specific things better.
Yeah. Great.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Let's go,
So,
Kyle.
Let me tell you guys a story.
Shelby has many stories to talk about.
We went to the grocery store today to get our lunch, and Kyle asked us to pick up a drink for him, and we got it for him, and he asked me how much he owed me, and it was like, I don't know, it's like $1.50. It was not even $2. It was like $1.50, maybe not even. I was like, whatever, I don't want your money. But he Venmos me anyway, and now he has hid $10 in my office, and
which you're gonna find,
and thinks that he won something, but I'm gonna find it.
What are you gonna do after you find said?
I'll probably hide it in his office.
I think that's wise. Payback.
Don't want your money. I found the $10 and took it. Thanks. Yeah, Christopher, if you can find the $10, it's yours.
Just get Kyle to like put a revolving door of $10 in there.
Chris is the real winner, it seems. Yeah. I mean,
Chris is like, free $10 that nobody wants? I'm in. Like, joke's on you guys.
Yeah, I'll either hide the $10 in his office, or I'll take the $10 and I'll use it to buy him something again. It just keeps on going. You've opened a can of worms, Kyle.
Kyle, you've started a war.
Yeah.
Is it a war you are prepared to finish?
Throw back my legs and pollute my breeches with delight.
Oh, REI Silver. Subscribed.
Thank you for the subscription. Welcome. Pardon our ridiculousness if you are new here.
I think that's gosh, who is it? Is it Ruben?
Who?
I think it's, I can't remember who it is.
Oh, Ray Silver? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's Ruben. Hi, Ruben. Yeah, 85 months? Yeah, that's Ruben.
Great.
100%. No question in my heart whatsoever, that's Ruben. Say hi to Ruben, everybody. I think Kyle just likes having everybody in the office be in his debt.
How am I in his debt? This doesn't seem fair.
He attempts to
I feel
try
like this money is being foisted upon me against my will. I don't want it.
Here's what you do. You go up to him and you say, I'm taking this $10 with no obligations whatsoever.
Yeah. Gabe, yes I did. The Korok is hidden. You are the third person to ask me that. Yeah.
I literally asked her about that not like half an hour ago.
Yeah. And then I forget who asked me about it a few days ago. Maybe it was last week, but yep, the Korok is hidden.
I love how literally the same conversation prompted you to think about it. That prompted me to think about it.
Ooh, yeah, division ring. So what model are people choosing for the May challenge?
Hey, somebody likes us.
Likes us. That's crazy. Is it?
Mike, it's more of a joke than it is anything. It's not about the $1 or the $10 or the whatever. I don't mind. It's just Kyle is he's a very generous kind of guy.
Yeah, and he won't let other people be generous.
Correct.
It's frustrating.
Yes. And I say this with much love in my heart for you, Kyle. Just deep in my heart.
Jordan, are you doing a model for May?
I
I feel like it's right up your alley.
Yes, probably, maybe.
You could do
It
like
kind of depends on the status of a wonderful little dragon.
you could do a
That's not so
you could do
little.
a really cool pink rusted space marine.
No, yeah, I don't think that would work very
You could
well.
though if you wanted to. If you really, you could make it like really I don't know, like old and
Shelby just like you know, I think
just if you wanted to. I don't know.
no. You could, or you couldn't, but maybe you should.
Reprime and paint the Reach model. Yeah, you could do that.
While that would actually be a very cool model to do
It
for
would be
post-apocalyptic,
really cool.
I am not repriming that model. No, thank you. Nope. Hey, guys, I know I have this whole thing where I repaint models all the time, but I promise you that model is not getting repainted.
Mike Genie, he said, I'm super curious. Did the bits you all filmed at Adepticon end up making their way online? Curious if John handed me like 1 million of his paint set boxes is posted anywhere.
Yeah, Mike. So, not yet is the answer to that question. There are some clips of Adepticon that we put into an ad that you might see running around on Facebook and YouTube and such. First off, we have been very, very busy getting a lot of other video content kind of prepared. And a lot of that is Chris's bag. And Chris is a very effective human being, but he only has so many hours in the day. We are working on it, and we are very excited about bringing that to you guys. But to say that he recorded a lot of footage at Adepticon is an understatement. That man was cooking some footage.
He was.
For breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Cooking up a storm.
Let me tell you.
Jade, you ordered 5 new models last night.
Apathetic. Apathetic.
Apopthetic. Rubits in post
In your
apoplectic world.
Galactic world. Going in my dating profile.
They are in fact.
It should Christmas sushi.
They are in fact empathetic, which is the exact opposite of apathetic.
Yeah, the short of it is we are really excited to get that content out, but we have not gotten a chance to get through all of it yet.
I'm effective going in my dating profile.
Yeah.
Oh, Chuck enabled the 5th. Okay. I mean, 4 is still a lot. Yeah, he filmed a crazy amount.
Yeah, he was literally nonstop filming the whole time that we were there.
Good job, Christopher. I'm just plain pathetic. Don't speak that over yourself.
Who said that?
Wad.
Lies, Wad.
Yeah. They're big display ones. Jade. I really can't judge. I have a pile of shame in my office that I keep hidden in a corner.
I'm gonna be honest, Shelby. Your pile of shame is some rookie stuff.
I know, but it's a lot for how long I've been a part of this hobby.
That's probably pretty normal for being this in the hobby this long.
Probably.
I think you'd be surprised at how quickly most people acquire stuff.
Spaghetic.
Or maybe not, actually. Now that I think about it, you have not been doing this a whole long time.
No.
And also, you have the benefit of,
since,
or
like, January.
potentially misfortune, of being around people like myself
It's definitely
and Gabe.
definitely misfortunate. I haven't
And
bought an
Jason.
army yet, but I am
We're working her up
probably
to it.
well on my way. The thing with armies is that I don't really see a point in buying a whole army if I'm not going to play the games. And a lot of the games don't interest me because of the fact that I have to buy books all the time. That part, I'm like, I don't care.
Lord of the Rings.
I don't care about books.
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah. I love Lord of the Rings, but I think I'm less inclined to want to buy them because I already have like a vision for them. Like, I don't feel like there's a ton of creativity for me in it, which I know people are going to disagree. I know that. But for me, I'm like, well, I already have like I don't know, a reference for it that I wouldn't necessarily want to stray from if I did paint them. But I don't know, they just don't excite me, so I wouldn't paint them. But there are a lot of singular like Age of Sigmar models that I think are really cool.
Well, I mean, one of them is your
Yep, one of them is my Golden Demon.
your Golden Demon model.
But I don't see myself buying full armies because it just does not interest me.
To be fair, the whole book thing, you really very rarely have to buy a whole book.
Yeah, I mean, I still just...
It's like
it feels
once
like a
every
lot.
couple of years.
It feels like a lot to like get into actually playing the games. That's why I wanted to get Blood Bowl, because Blood Bowl felt like a game that I would enjoy playing.
Yes. I think Blood Bowl is very accessible.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's kind of scrappy, to my understanding.
I mean, it's something.
Yeah. I just know, like, it's not as,
rules dense.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which I like.
I can appreciate your appreciation for that.
Yeah. Ghost Hunter, I'm painting, Lady Olander. But I don't know who the crow lady is that you're talking about.
A crow lady?
Yeah. Age of Sigmar. Crow lady. There's probably a specific name for her, but I'm painting Lady Olander. Jade! Jade's painting Lady Olander.
You guys should compare notes.
That would be amazing. Division
not
Ring,
sure.
why is that so crazy? To say Blood Bowl seems like a game I would enjoy playing. Do people not like Blood Bowl?
I don't like Blood Bowl.
Oh.
But I don't like... I had a really bad experience when I first started playing Blood Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
That made the game very unfun for me.
Gotcha.
So I'm a little biased. So I would not say to somebody else, like, you probably wouldn't like this. I would just say, I don't care for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the biggest draw for me...
The dice are very unforgiving.
The biggest draw for me were the models that they came out with. Oh, the dice are unforgiving. What does that mean?
So let's say you have like a plan for your turn.
Yeah.
Right? And your plan consists of, okay, for me to get this goal, I need to have this guy hand the football over to this guy, and then this guy needs to throw it to this other guy, and he needs to catch it.
Gotcha.
So the way that works in Blood Bowl terms is you go, this guy is going to pass the ball to this guy, and you roll a die.
Yeah.
And either he's successful or not. If he's successful, the pass happens great.
Right.
If it's unsuccessful, he like fumbles the ball and like then you got to do something.
Gotcha.
If you Yeah, and if you fumble, it turns it over to the other team. If you roll a 1, your turn is over.
Wow.
You get to do nothing. So you can go like, I passed the ball off. Sweet, I succeeded. I attempt to throw the ball. Because you have to attempt to throw the ball so it doesn't like slip out of your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to throw it. And then the person has to catch it. Those are all individual rolls that you make. And at any point during your turn, if you roll a 1, the turn's over.
Mm.
And it's your opponent's turn.
I don't hate that.
And the ball is somewhere.
Yeah, I really don't hate that. It does sound it sounds very much like D&D, Jade. Like that idea of you could be 1 point under. Like one number under the roll that you need to get, and that sucks.
The thing is with D&D that you can mitigate your chances, right? Like there is a hidden target number in D&D that you're trying to hit, right? But like if I'm doing a particular type of check, right? So if I'm doing like an intuition check or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
right? I have a stat that makes me either better at that thing or worse at that thing. And I have an idea of things that I am good at. And also, yeah, in D&D, when you roll a 1, your character doesn't explode.
Oh.
And also your turn isn't necessarily over. You just like don't get to do the thing that you wanted to do. In some cases, if you roll a 1, it's a critical failure and something bad happens to you.
Right.
Right? But also you're playing with a D20 instead of a D6.
Yeah.
So the chances of you rolling that 1 are much less than it will happen in a 1 in 6 chance, right? So statistically speaking, you're going to have it happen to you a lot less frequently. And the answer is you roll dice more often in Blood Bowl than you take checks in D&D.
Yeah. I still think it sounds fun, though. People are hating on Blood Bowl, but it sounds really fun.
Like I said, not for me. I understand why people like it.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, that is fun for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like part of the experience. Because the game is designed to be just like a mess.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Like
it's chaos.
It is chaos, right?
It's great.
My thing is, I come from a background of playing like miniature games competitively. And while I have moved out of that super hard lane, right? Like, rolling a die and ending my turn is not something that I particularly enjoy. Because I really like playing well thought out games and like playing things like smart. And I don't like the idea that like I can have a really well crafted plan and just like have the dice just say that I don't get to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's gonna be right up my alley. Because I really don't care for the strategy.
Yeah.
I just want to be like, I want to do this cool thing. Let's see if I can do it. And if I don't, it's like, bah.
Gabe has a really good way of putting this. If you like random chaos, you will like it. If you want to be particular, or if you want to rely on your skill as a player, you won't like it.
Yeah.
And I like to rely on my skill in playing miniature games when I play those things. Because I've devoted a lot of my time to playing them and getting good at them. And I don't like... Although I would probably like it more now that I've kind of cooled off on the whole game thing.
Yeah.
I used to, like... The last time I played it was when I was playing a lot of games really competitively.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, this sucks! Ah!
Temper tantrum.
I was very angry. And now, I'm gonna come back to that in a second, Jade, but that sounds awesome. But
Your model. Quick.
I can't get this thing to stick to anything. I'm really struggling. I gotta like drill a hole in the bottom of this and then stick it into the cork so that it doesn't like waffle around, because this is driving me a little nuts. But yeah, so I really love playing miniature games, and I think the most amount of like that I've found in a game that I really enjoy is Marvel Crisis Protocol. Because the dice in that game are pretty swingy. To those of you who may not be familiar with that term, I don't know if you've ever heard that term used for a miniatures game or anything. Swingy just means that like the statistics on the dice go really far in both directions.
Oh, that makes sense.
So you can either have like a really, 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 really good result, or you can have like a really, 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 really bad result. And there's like all sorts of places in between.
Right.
So you can have like, you can have a character walk up and like almost kill Thanos in one hit.
Great.
Just like not something that makes a whole lot of sense. Sort of. But then again, you can also have
Sounds
somebody
chaotic.
like Thanos be punching like, I don't know, some dude on the side of the road and do no damage.
Right.
And it's just like, that could be a little frustrating for people. I don't care about it as much now. But, how do I pronounce
I
that?
think it's Ishmael.
Ishmael?
think.
Hey, is there a horse heresy scene out there in Arizona? Abso-freaking-lutely.
Yeah, totally.
In fact, I play a lot. I have multiple armies. I also, Kyle, who's King Hammer 15 in here, who was talking a little bit earlier, he runs narrative events here in the Valley once every 3 or 4 months. And he and I are talking about actually running them more often. So. Yeah, look, Hawkeye could totally walk up to Thanos and almost kill him with a punch and MCP. Total canon. Very true. OMG Mike. Yep, ping me on Discord, Ismail. Yeah, I love that game. So, by all means, let us know. We really should do like a local gaming thing or a gaming thing on the Discord.
We
I think it'd be
need
really
to
fun.
do more. Yeah, we do. We should have a local gaming category.
Well, I think we actually have one.
We do.
Yeah, I think we have one.
We also just need to do more things here. We just need to organize them. Obviously, like now things are crazy, but
Discord Dave, it is mostly in the East Valley. If we're going to a store, we usually play up at Old World on Fridays. But I mean, I live like right next to the office. Like I literally live like
you can walk.
200 feet that way
You
or
can
something.
walk quickly.
So I drive out to Old World whenever we play, and it's just because I enjoy the crew. It's a bunch of really nice people. They're like pretty competent players of the game, but also like are fun to play a game with.
Yeah. I don't
which
know,
is
but-
which is a hard. It's a hard thing to find a lot of the time.
Yeah.
People
I can see that.
who you can like have a really like you can hold no punches type of game, but still have a lot of fun.
Yeah, and not get hurt feelings after.
Right. But also like can tone things up and down, right? So, woo, North is surprised. Jeez. Discord Dave, it still might be worth it if we ever do the narrative event. I think that would be worth an hour plus drive. I mean, obviously, like that you have to make that decision for yourself, but it's
Is that like the full day thing that you do?
yeah. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, and it's a whole day thing. We start in the morning and then we go through most of the day. And we have a pretty good turnout. It's usually 25 to 30 people. Whenever we do it. We fill up most of the store, and it's a pretty large store. With lots of tables, so.
Jordan, you should just build up like a mountain of putty underneath his other leg too.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Like have him stick with some of it, and then make like a little mountain to put his other foot on.
Stick there.
Yeah.
Mountain. I
Nice.
don't know why I didn't think about that. That's probably a really good idea. Shelby, why do you have so many good ideas?
Sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
First in innovation. Me.
It's like, thank you for this thing. Oh, I'm sorry. What do you mean?
Sorry, I
Just
had a
said
good
thank you.
idea. I was just looking at it and I was like, he's falling over because he's unsupported.
Oh, that still is.
Oh.
I think we need new sticky tack.
Yeah.
This is a pretty old sticky tack.
Maybe that's the issue. I think my idea was good. You just need better stuff.
Yeah, I think you had a really good idea. I think we just need new sticky tack, which I will see if we can't get ordered here soon.
We need to have another painting night.
I would love to do a painting
I
night.
think we need to do that. And I don't know. Maybe we could do potluck again.
Okay, put it on the whiteboard.
Yeah. Whiteboard that.
I heard him stand up, I think.
Source, there's this thing called glue.
I'm not gluing it anywhere.
You're not?
I mean, not yet.
Oh.
Ugh. Okay. We're figuring it out, Chet.
He's struggling a little.
A little?
Bottle.
A lottle. A little a lottle. A little bit of column A and a lottle bit of column 2.
That's okay. Words are
Only.
hard.
Well, hello, friends.
Oh my goodness. Oh, are you gonna sit down?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been a long day.
Which chair are you choosing? Just one in the middle.
It's
okay?
Jason's chair. I would have laughed really hard if you'd like sat in the middle.
Oh, like on the floor. Oh, it still doesn't recline.
There we go.
Well, whatever.
We'll get that sorted.
Well, whatever.
Look at this.
Still doesn't work right.
How are you, Jason?
Hello.
Are you excited to be here in the comfy chair?
Hello.
We're excited to have you.
Hi.
We're talking about the
Do I want to know what they're
apoplectic
talking about, chat?
Apoplectic,
May challenge.
post-epileptic.
The what?
Apologetic. Okay, so when I announced the May challenge,
Was it
it's post-apocalyptic May.
post-epileptic? Is how that's
I
pronounced?
said it like an idiot,
Okay.
which is to say, well, not like an idiot.
Kinda
I said it wrong.
You were being Jordan.
I was
Yes.
being me.
Okay.
And I said post like apoplectic.
A
or
pop
something.
a pop.
Yeah, I said
Yeah.
something that is literally unintelligible and I
Yeah.
cannot repeat.
I'm sure Gabe clipped it.
Oh, that's
yeah.
good.
And it literally,
That's
there's
good.
like a whole line of chat going apologetic, apoplectic,
Apostilic.
epilepsy,
Epilepsy.
some
He
stuff.
stumbled, which is totally normal, and people do all the time.
Yes.
But
I
we
mean,
berated him for
Especially
it.
Jordan.
Hey man, it happens. right?
Slipstick. Says Ryan.
Post-anaphylactic.
How we doing, chat?
It's been fun.
How we doing, chat?
Post-anaphylactic.
He hasn't even lowered the sign once yet. What are you
Oh,
talking
you
about?
Do I need to get on him about that?
Yeah. So turn on the both seat view.
Oh.
So. Yeah. It's supposed to be here.
Ishmael,
But-
message me in Discord.
It can't be.
So don't forget.
I think it can only be like 2 bricks lower because
3,
No, because it'll get stuck behind the chair, maybe. Right?
2 then.
Two looks perfect from my brain right here.
I think 2
Yeah.
would be great.
I think
2
2
bricks
would be
lower.
Because if you go 3, it would go below the chairs.
It's supposed to be 2 bricks lower.
Yeah, Christopher, what the heck?
Don't the eat paint.
Don't the eat paint.
I'm in the eat paint seat.
You are.
That's not true.
You're kind of on that side.
There's not there is no side. It's a wrapped sentence. There is no side to line wrapping. There is no center point.
There's no center
It
point.
is don't eat
Just raise
the
the
paint.
seats.
This is simple, people.
Yeah, we should just put the seats on like
Pallets.
razors. Yeah,
You
on
surf
pallet.
the paint? What do you mean you surf the paint?
It's chat. I don't know what to tell you.
Malev, I'm gonna need you to back away from the paint.
Hi, Malev.
How's everybody doing?
think
I just
we're
got
good.
here, so I need to know. I need to know the health of chat. Chat, are you healthy? Sentences, don't be bringing big brain word math into chat. Why need big word when little word work?
Exactly.
Catch waves like big old paint waves. That's a lot of paint if you want to surf in it.
Would you surf paint?
Dude, I would supply enough paint to turn one of those indoor wave places into paint surfing city.
That'd be awesome.
I'm going to charge them for it,
Would it be awesome?
but it would be awesome.
Yeah, just like do it, like pay or supply all the paint and charge people entry. Sounds good. I'm really struggling today, folks.
Smaug for Golden Demon was confirmed? Really?
No,
Is that what you're doing for Golden Demon?
no. In fact, we talked about why that is not a great idea.
I feel like chat heard differently, and they say that it's been confirmed, so I'm on chat side. Jordan mentioned his Golden Demon model, which was what, Smaug?
No,
I don't. He hasn't decided his golden demon.
I had not decided my idea.
We could fill the stream room with paint. Gabe, so
Put it on the whiteboard.
No.
We did talk about the other thing.
Currently trying to finalize a large monument paint order at Element. Awesome.
Nice.
Jordan, what's
Awesome.
your-
Their
what's your
new
Discord?
colors are on the way.
Go to Discord.
What's your Discord?
The
What
new
is my Discord?
the new
Oh.
color shipment left yesterday, by the way. So
Baby J.
Element
It's
stuff
just Baby J.
en route. En route.
I know where to get a lot of it.
Fulgrim transfixed. Transformed. The snake dude. Snake bro. Slither pants. Captain Slither pants.
Game Delay said, pretty sure Jordan said Smaug, no dry brushing as his plan.
Yes.
I think Mike's trying to get me to do Fulgrim for.
Hashtag Smaug for game or
For
for
Golden Demon.
Golden Demon. I will never be able to see
Yup.
GD as not games day.
Words are hard. Mike, words are really hard sometimes.
Especially today.
Not just today. That's
but especially today.
for me.
Especially today.
I word hard sometimes.
My brain has been like lagging recently when I do math, and I don't know what's wrong.
When you do math?
Yeah, like yesterday I just completely like botched the easiest math problem. I think I maybe need to do some math more often.
What exactly are you doing math problems with?
Well, it wasn't like a math problem, but
So Shelby has taken on the role of purchasing. So when I hear she has
No, it
problems with
wasn't.
math, I get scared.
it wasn't for work. This
Okay,
was,
thank God.
This was when I was playing
Okay,
video
thank God.
games.
Was it on
This is
Stardew
what I was
Valley?
playing video games.
Was it Stardew Valley?
Oh,
Yeah.
man,
Stardew
Shelby,
Valley
that's
math?
so good.
Yeah. I was trying to do math and I was like, this is the answer. And then it happened like twice while I was playing. It was terrible. I don't know what's wrong with me.
The time it would take to paint the Smaug, it's longer than like some Victorian children even got to live. That probably isn't true, but I don't know. I mean, that feels right. That feels about right, Malev. I'm with you. I get what you're throwing down. I'm picking up what you're putting down. She bought all the things. Exactly. Your purchasing agent not being able to do math might be a red flag. I'm just going to toss it out there, chat. I'm just going to toss it out there. I'm going to blame Jordan for that one. It was your idea to put Shelby as purchasing agent. We had that conversation.
Did we?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it had that kind of sway.
It was Jordan.
Well, I listened to you for
Ghost
once.
Hunter,
I
Bells
took you
for
on your
Turnips
best
is
judgment. You
Animal
said if there was
Crossing.
anybody in the building that could do it, it would be Shelby.
That's not Stardew Valley.
I
That's
guess I'll
Animal
take credit
Crossing.
for it. Shelby, don't screw it up.
Perfect.
It's not true at all, but he's taking credit for it,
Jordan's
chat. So
fault
once again,
if I
I
mess up.
win. It's not exact science, but it's still science. No science is exact until it is.
I have to admit, math is one of the few things that my brain works pretty well with.
Oh,
Yeah.
On a regular
I'm
basis.
good at math, but for some reason
I can't do like Rain Man, how many matches are on the floor kind of stuff real quick, but
No.
math usually works for me.
Yeah.
I've always been
Until
very
it
good at
doesn't.
math.
I've made some big mistakes before. I've had decimal places in the wrong point before, and then you're like telling somebody the number, and you're like, whoa, that can't be right. What did I do wrong? And then you freak out, and you go back and you're, oh, sorry. Captain Mannering says math is overrated. Also true. Also true.
I remember loving math, honestly. I liked algebra a lot.
There's a lot of
Math is
aspects of
always more
math that
simple.
I think are dumb.
Yes. Oh, totally.
And for me, drawing a graph is dumb. I don't ever want to touch making a graph ever again in my life.
Yeah.
But
Graphs are neat.
I think logarithms suck.
I hate graphs.
I don't need logarithms.
So okay, hold on. Let me specify. I hate drawing graphs.
Yeah, okay, from an equation.
Well,
it's
just
though.
like physically having to create a graph.
Oh, okay.
I hated doing that in school. dealing with like math and how it equates to graphs and things like that doesn't really bother me. But like graphs are not my favorite thing in the world, and having to like physically create them makes me want to hurl.
Okay.
But I'll
Cannibalistic
do
zombie, is that
equations.
even a word? What is dyscalculia? 1, 2, 3. That's all you know? Life's hard when you only can count to 3.
Exactly. Graph papers for charting knitting patterns. I agree.
I feel like you at least need to be able to count to 10 to get through life.
1, 3, 12.
If you know the numbers,
17.
everyone can count to 20.
Kind of like dyslexia, but with numbers and math concepts.
Men can count
What
to
is?
21.
What's it called?
Can't remember.
You wrote it in here, right?
Yeah.
Dyscalculia. Oh, it just. Yeah.
Where?
Dyscalculia. No,
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, dyscalculia.
You
Yeah.
count to 3 times and add 1. Then you're at 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
I
1,
was
2,
good
3
at
plus
math
1 is
until
4.
they added
So
letters.
you're still wrong.
I was so bad at geometry, which is unfortunate because that's probably the only thing I would actually use in the real world if I were
Physics.
to use.
Physics
Well-
and geometry are the two maths that you use every day.
Well, it's
called
physics,
driving.
math, or is that more science?
It's called driving.
It's more science than anything.
Hey,
Physics
I know
is math.
pi to like 5 decimals, okay? That was great timing for that laugh, by the way.
I don't know what he's laughing at.
Yeah.
He's on delay, so I don't know. I never know what
Yeah,
they're
I
laughing
know.
at. Discombobulated.
It's called driving.
That's what they laughed at.
Science is math.
Well, yes, they go hand in hand, but
I know pi to like 5 slices. Punisher? That's a great joke.
That's actually good.
I really appreciated that one. I'm gonna give you the thumbs up for that one.
Physics is how math equates to the real world. Is
yeah.
the best
Yes.
is the best definition that I can give you for physics. Physics is how math translates to your life,
Yeah.
Yes.
right? And things like velocity and gravity.
Yeah. I remember in chemistry having to convert like grams to moles, and it was terrible.
Grams to what?
Moles, like MOLS. It's just like a unit of measurement. And I hated it.
I do not know this.
It was just so completely useless for
Useless.
me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not going to be a chemical engineer. I don't need this.
Yeah, that's what somebody had said, is that she had an issue with the numbers and the math that happens in games.
Oh, Louise?
Yeah. Gravity exists in your life? Oh, man. I mean, you can go through life thinking it doesn't, right?
It's still
But don't
gonna
jump
kick you in
off
the
high
butt.
things.
Yes, it is still going to hurt your face.
Yeah, don't walk off high things. That's one of the things I always use in my life. I was like, you can go through life thinking gravity doesn't exist and argue it, but don't go jumping off any bridges. Astrophysics is largely made up of idiots. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
Houdini, I don't do
Your dad
any
is
of
a
the
research
chemistry.
mathematician, and he wants to describe physicists as mathematicians who are good at getting funding.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
And theoretical physics, for sure.
They're like, trust me, this is relevant for all of these different reasons. And they're like, awesome, here's $1 gajillion. Go spend money doing things.
I mean, they've done all sorts of other really cool things, though.
That's true. That's true.
Physicists
They have a pretty good track record.
made progress possible, pretty much.
Yeah. They've
Things like,
certainly got a
I
good
don't know,
track
microchips. Or playing devil's advocate here, do jump off the bridge. Well, only if you really want your mind changed for you. In more ways than one, both the physical and the mental states. It's like, oh, gravity does exist. Clunk. It's not the fall that kills you. It's the abrupt stop. Gravity demonstrates itself in your life by destroying models. In my life, it displays itself in the loss of model pieces as they fly distances.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, for Jordan, it's the little tip of the airbrush.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Gravity is one theory that carries weight. Ba-dum-ts. Now we're math joking. This has become like
Great.
nerd hell now. It's like not only were we already nerds talking about nerd things, but now it's like math jokes. Oh, God, I'm not ready for this, chat. I am not prepared. As a physicist, I would say a lot of progress is more on the engineers. We just give them the ideas. They make it work. Captain Mandarings. So that brings forth a really good chicken and egg discussion because the ideas are necessary for the engineers to do anything with, right? So I'm a fan of working together. Progress is made hand in hand. It is no one person's success story.
Jordan, are you doing little scritches? Scritch.
A little bit. They're pretty thin. Really, right now, I'm struggling with this silly model sticking to things.
I was going to say, it looks like it's giving you a problem. I love what Wad says, that flying is incredibly easy. Just fall and miss. Just miss the ground. Miss. All you got to do is fall and miss the ground. Seems legit. Engineers think they make it work, and mechanics actually make it work. This is true. There's that's no easier to describe than in construction projects, where the engineer and the architect will take all the credit, and the guy that built the place will tell you all the myriads of things they had to do different than the plan to actually make it work.
These are all the things that they got wrong.
Yeah.
And I had to fix.
Yeah, here's the stuff the idiot drew that we made work, you know.
Oh, T. Schmidt said, my 9-year-old is listening. Can you give a quick brief on what post-apocalyptic is for him?
Post-apocalyptic as in what? In a visual sense, like as an art form, or just as a definition of post-apocalyptic?
I think definition most
By
likely.
definition, it's after a cataclysmic event. Like the way we use it most times is when civilization has crumbled due to natural or man-made holocaust, and you're talking about the remnants of society picking up the pieces of what's left and making good and growing society again out of it. You know, it's like the massive reset button after a major flood or nuclear war or aliens invading or something, meteor hit, and, you know, some small percentage of the population crawls out of a cave someplace where they were able to live but don't have things like electricity or running water or any of the things that were, you know, so convenient to have prior to said catastrophe, and they got to make do, right?
Oh, he wants to paint.
Very cool.
Said R.E. the challenge. He wants to paint.
Nice.
Oh, well, then I think it's going to be something that feels very near future. So post-apocalyptic would feel like if you were painting yourself, but you hadn't had sleep for 80 days and had to hunt for your own food. That make sense?
There's a lot of other things that you can do. There's a lot of like
watch Blade Runner.
Trash, yeah.
No, maybe not Blade Runner. Wrong one. Mad Max.
Mad Max. Well, is it an 11-year-old?
9.
9-year-old? Mm-hmm. Maybe not watch Mad Max.
Maybe don't do that.
maybe not that one.
Trying to think, man. That's actually probably PG these days.
Think of like
You're probably right.
Some people who are having to like find remnants of broken things to create new functional things. So like using parts of cars as like a backpack or something like that, or like.
Well, but it's going to have to be. What I was saying is, it's going to have to be near future. It's going to be like in order to really look post-apocalyptic, we have to be able to identify with it. It can't go too uncanny valley, right? Mm-hmm. It can't be Star Wars post-apocalyptic. That's not going to make sense. But you know, because being on another planet makes it unrecognizable. You know, something like Jordan's saying, like using a trash can lid, something that we recognize as a manhole cover or a trash can lid as a shield. Yeah. Makes sense.
That's very post-apocalyptic.
Repurposing the tools around you, you know. But I feel like post-apocalyptic as an art form is going to be recognizable as something that could happen tomorrow, more than something that happens hundreds of years from now. So it can't be too distant future. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Because it has to be very relatable in order to really pull it off right.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, Blade Runner is dystopia. That's not what I meant. I was trying to say Mad Max or Road Warrior.
I feel like it's like if Chernobyl happened everywhere and then we had to figure out how to repopulate. the Earth.
I watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space when I was 4, and look how I turned out. I mean, that could go a lot of places. Wad, is that really the conversation you want to be having?
Yeah. Ooh.
Brutal Burrito, still love your name. Picture your character surviving for 40 years on only a stockpile of Diet Coke and deer jerky holed away in their shed. The word apocalypse means revelation, as in the book of Revelation. Apocalypse is actually, it actually is not a negative word. But it's been tuned to like that mass cataclysm kind of thing.
Pop culture has turned it into something different.
Wad's like, I did say on second thought. Lizard successfully caught and relocated to the exterior environs. It was in your house. We get that. We got that a lot more at our old house. We had a lot of, what would you call them? Gecko style things that run around in Arizona.
Cute.
And climb the walls. And the dog loves them. She loves to play with them. She loves to put them in her mouth. And then they make her throw up.
Game delay, is Castle in the Sky post-apocalyptic?
Miyazaki, Castle in the Sky?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, sort of.
It's more like...
It's more ancient civilization than it is post-apocalyptic.
Well, which part of it? The castle part? Laputa part? Or
yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's an ancient civilization that died off as a result of an apocalypse event, right?
Yeah.
If I recall. But where the story takes place is not in the aftermath of the apocalypse. It's in the post-recovery part of the apocalypse.
Yeah.
We have a civilization that is starting to thrive.
Yeah.
But we are still building up to where technology was prior.
Yeah.
Right. Which
I
is
think
not
you have
post-apocalyptic.
that's not post-apocalyptic. Post-apocalyptic would be in the near term when you do not have the tools of your forebears.
Yeah.
Right.
It is without civilization.
Otherwise, you could say we are technically post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Right. Depending on which side of the fence you are with regard to natural disasters.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But extinction level events have hit this planet before, and then there are humans. So
Yeah.
you have to draw a line in the sand and say it doesn't last forever.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Nausicaa.
Like if you've watched the Fallout TV show,
Cows use
that's a good
calculators. Yes,
idea.
definitely Captain Mannerings.
Oh yeah, totally Fallout.
Fallout is 100% post-apocalypse.
Yes.
If you're going to dad joke that one, it's what do barnyard animals use to do math? A calculator.
Oh man.
Yikes.
There, I did that for you.
That was a joke.
I did that for you. Book of Eli, very post-apocalyptic, yes.
Yep. Mad Max, post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, the best way to see post-apocalyptic is to play Fallout.
Yeah.
Fallout 3, specifically. The other two are like three-quarter view.
Or you can watch the
turn-based.
show.
Yeah, the shows great visuals for that.
The Road is very post-apocalyptic, yes. A lot of zombie movies are post-apocalyptic, right? Zombie apocalypse, right? The Road is tremendously brutal.
I will allow...
Have you read the book? The movie's good, but the book will make you just feel like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Oh, is that the one that I can remember us talking about a while ago? That's
Cannibals,
that's
Dad and
rough?
his son. It's really rough.
Yep,
really rough. Good book,
Ghost
though.
Hunter, we have
Mayday!
potentially a few.
What's that?
There are also potentially some fantastic miniatures that could work very well for this.
Modern day Detroit. Very
Is
post-apocalyptic.
Teletubbies post-apocalyptic?
It is Teletubbies.
I have never, I can claim, and I hope that I can do so till my deathbed, that I have never seen Teletubbies.
I have also never seen Teletubbies.
That is great. You're
doing good things with your
You're
life.
living the dream. Can't say my life is better because of it.
Chuck, The Road is very depressing. I still ate meat, but yeah.
Challenge accepted, said Gabe.
The Postman was post-apocalyptic. It's a better short story than the movie for sure, but it's a great story.
Okay, I think this gold is
Best post-apocalyptic movie, Six String Samurai. I don't know it. So would you accept a 9-year-old painting up minis from Phineas and Ferb, Night of the Living Pharmacist? Seems legit.
Yeah. I mean, I'll put it this way.
I'll
If you get your
accept it.
9-year-old to paint anything, I'll allow it.
Tell him to put it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
9-year-olds get a free pass.
They get a free pass.
It'll be like like a Rickroll, but with Tubbies and Tellies. I didn't like how you worded that.
James says you will see Teletubbies before the end of 24. Nope, I won't. I can close my eyes.
He said it'll be like a Rickroll.
Don't care. It doesn't matter. I can hit the stop, pause, and shut down button quicker than you can imagine. Teletubbies is present and future horror. I've only heard horrible things about it.
It's terrible.
In like a comedic sense, but
it's just brain frying as a child.
yeah, the amount of Teletubby lore and fan theories out there is concerning. Yeah, there's a lot of things I see people talking about Teletubbies, but I've never clicked to go down the rabbit hole. I'm afraid of it. Because I have seen one of the characters in a picture.
They look horrifying.
And I'm like, that's horrifying. I'm not going there. So like directly after The Road, you read Blood Meridian and then swore off Cormac McCarthy. I have not read Blood Meridian.
Is it from the same author? Is that the author who wrote The Road?
I don't remember. Maybe. In a time after the bombs drop, Buddy Holly is a katana-wielding rocker heading to Vegas to become the new king after Elvis dies. Seems legit. Six-string samurai. A Boy and His Dog, also post-apocalyptic. Do-do-do-do-do.
Would you consider Planet of the Apes post-apocalypse?
Hey, was a Boy and His Dog was Don Johnson, right?
Actually, I probably would not consider Planet of the Apes post-apocalyptic.
Oh, it most certainly is.
Yeah.
Well, they created their own civilization. So I would argue that they are in post...
The originals or the new ones? The new ones are post-apocalyptic. The originals are not.
Correct. Yes.
The new ones are man has been displaced by
Correct.
this new civilization.
Yes.
So it's much like what you were talking about. There has already been a rise of something else.
Correct.
The new movies, though, are post-apocalyptic. It shows the aftermath and the humans barely surviving and the apes taking over and all that.
Yeah.
But it's more of a war movie. It's not really an apocalypse.
I usually think of...
I guess it is. There's a disease that comes about from all of that kills everybody.
Yeah.
Which is why the apes are available to take over. So I don't know that that's really post-apocalyptic. That's just kind of like end of a war type thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always...
I'm interested in the next one and see where they go with it. Because they've changed the story considerably.
Yes. Oh, for sure. Because I remember watching the originals.
Oh, it's amazing.
And they were really good.
Right.
They're a little weird. It's old. They're old movies, right?
It's old sci-fi.
Yeah. So
it's old, no effect money sci-fi.
Yeah.
You know, but just the fact that it has the twist that the new movies lack. Although in the first of them, it shows the astronauts going into space. So they still could do something with it.
Oh, they could.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, the astronauts go to space in the first Planet of the Apes movie.
Oh.
So they could come back.
I need to rewatch those again.
It doesn't seem like that's going to happen because of the way this next one is going, but it might. We might get like a spaceship landing at the end or something. You know, like the module parachuting into the ocean or something.
Right, yeah.
At the end of it. The Stand. The Stand is also post-apocalyptic, isn't it? Am I thinking of the right Stephen King one?
I have not partaken of Stephen King yet.
None?
Mm-mm.
I'm listening to It right now. It's
have
such a hard
never-
book to listen to.
I've never read any Stephen King. I think once I'm done reading the book that I'm reading right now,
You scroll back up, Shell.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of stuff missed.
I think I'm going to dig into some Stephen King. I'm going to start with Gunslinger.
Yeah.
And start Dark Tower. Well,
Yeah.
I'll start Gunslinger and I'll see where it goes.
Dark Tower's a great series.
Yeah.
And now that, you know, you can read it all in one go is
Yeah.
good. Because it took him forever if you were reading along the way. It was like a George R.R. Martin experience.
So,
You want to find DuckTales STL files and figure out a way to make them that would be awesome. Although it's starting to feel more like a documentary. The movie Idiocracy is technically post-apocalyptic. Yes, also true. Well, I don't know that it's post-apocalyptic. I don't think there was an apocalypse. I think that that's just the ignorance of mankind ruining itself. The apocalypse had yet to happen for that. But yeah, kind of along the same line.
and remember, post-apocalypse is in the immediate aftermath of an apocalypse where civilization doesn't exist.
Book of the Unnamed Midwife is really great post-apocalyptic fiction, but it's pretty dark. I'll have to check that out. I like that setting, but it has to be the right thing. Like, you know, I wouldn't call post-apocalyptic Children of Men is not post-apocalyptic, but it's on its way to the end of like that kind of extinction level event. The Children of Men is where infertility has hit the whole planet.
Interesting. Yeah.
Nobody's been born for years,
Yeah.
right? And so it's an amazing movie, right? But it's not quite post-apocalyptic. It's modern day. It's like here and now could happen tomorrow, right? So like a movie about a pandemic is not post-apocalyptic. It would be the sequel. Right. It would be post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, exactly.
So 28 days later is not post-apocalyptic. 28 months later is post-apocalyptic, right?
Because there's still some remnant of...
28 days later is when the infection started, and now it's taking over and killing everybody.
Right.
It's the 28 months later where it's like wandering
everybody's
leftovers.
Dead. Yeah, exactly.
The wandering leftovers. And now they're coming out with 28 years later.
Oh, really?
That's going to be interesting because those are some of my favorite zombie movies.
I don't think I've ever seen 28 Days Later.
Oh, you got to watch it.
Is it good?
It was like one of the first movies that had really fast zombies in it.
I might check it out.
It's good.
Because I've been working on a lot of
harrowing.
stuff and painting at home, so
it's harrowing.
I have a lot of time to watch movies.
It's good.
So okay,
it's
cool.
good. And it's got that Cillian
Murphy
in it.
I really like Cillian Murphy.
That's one of his first things.
Too. So good.
And somebody mentioned like I Am Legend is the same kind of thing, right? Mountain Man is a zombie series that is post-apocalyptic. It is after the zombie apocalypse, that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
Whatever the cataclysmic event is, it could be zombies, disease, meteor, nuclear war. There's all sorts of things that have just
The Last of Us
discombobulated.
Post-apocalyptic.
The Last of Us is post-apocalyptic. Yes, very current history, current kind of look. You know.
Yes. Very modern look.
Yeah.
At it. But I think that will be a really fun...
You watched 28 Days Later when sick with mono, your brother annoyed me, and I responded with, I'll spit on you. It's horrible, right?
Oh, my gosh.
Horrible. Somebody had said that, I Am Legend and Omega Man, right? Very good ones. Vampire-oriented. Not the movie I Am Legend, by the way.
Yeah, the book.
Also post-apocalyptic, but horrible. Does Nier Automata count as post-apocalyptic? I have not played that game. I've seen a lot of it, but it seems like it's in a post-apocalyptic. It's just like Android kind of stuff. Battlestar Galactica was post-apocalyptic. Technically, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Technically, yes. The Stand is post-apocalyptic for sure. Feels like it, right? After a mass pandemic, the White House. Exactly. Somebody rewrote it, so you have... Wait, you have... Go back up. Oh, no, he rewrote it, so you have to get the old edition. Really? Dark Tower gets really weird halfway through. Because the books were so spread out in the way he wrote them and his vision of the whole thing changed so much during it, it does get kind of weird. I mean, he's in his own book. It's really weird.
So I have a question about Dark Tower. So they made this movie with Idris Elba that everybody apparently hates.
What's that?
The movie.
Yeah, the movie's horrible. The movie's not even good if it were a standalone, its own thing. It's not good.
Okay.
It's just a bad movie.
Okay. But would it...
What makes it worse is that it was supposed to be the Dark Tower.
Would it get me interested enough to be like delving into Dark Tower with the understanding that it is different?
No.
Okay, cool.
No, do not watch the movie.
They're just different.
They're totally different.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because like some movies...
The movie would disinterest you on the story. It's so bad.
Okay.
I can't say that 100%, but knowing you, I think it would probably disinterest you on the story because you'd be like... It might intrigue you because you've heard me talk about it, so you might be like, I have to know more because this movie it had enough points in it that I'm like, what did it get so wrong?
Yes.
Because you know that it's wrong.
And I find that really interesting with me particularly.
99% of the story is not in the movie.
Yes, that I'm aware. Because the movie is like start, stop, finish, right? Like it goes from beginning to end, and it's a 2-hour movie, and it culminates like what, 12 books or something?
You couldn't do 7, I think.
7, okay.
But I don't think you could do the story any justice unless it's serialized over a long series, like Game of Thrones length.
Yeah,
like 7 or 8 seasons.
That'd be cool.
You might be able to get away with like 1 season per book.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing would probably do it because a lot of the stories it's
long,
King and King's long-winded, so he takes a lot of time to say unnecessary things.
Yeah.
So you could probably condense it a little bit, but not into a 2-hour movie. That was a horrible thing.
Yeah.
I love Idris Elba. I love Matthew McConaughey. Horrible movie.
That's the frustrating part is I love both of those actors, and it's hard for me to go. How.
So and the problem with a lot of Stephen King stuff is he leans into a lot of social responsibility issues like racism, sexism, things like that that are heavy in his books.
Yeah.
And they definitely, one of the biggest things in all of the Dark Tower is the relationship between two characters where there's a lot of racism that goes back and forth. I won't say that it's like people name calling and stuff, but the fact of the racial divide drives the storyline between those characters. And by just eliminating it because he didn't want to talk about race in the movie, you devalued the entire experience.
Oh, interesting. So like racism and race is a big part of the narrative in the books, and it being absent from the movies lessens the movie.
For two or three of the main characters in the book, yes. Not for the whole book.
Interesting. Yeah,
the storyline is
really
a bunch
bizarre.
of characters and a bunch of time jumping and a bunch of interactions. But those interactions are made stronger by the use of socially conscious narratives that are uncomfortable for some people to let out there because they're afraid of backlash.
Yeah.
Because it's not a modern book. It's been told over decades.
Yeah.
So I can understand people not feeling comfortable, but I don't care. I want you to be uncomfortable because that's how we find the best of ourselves, is to be in uncomfortable situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is a book that will put you in some I'm reading it. It is a book that will put you in uncomfortable situations because it deals with the same social constructs and tears them down and builds them up and tears them down and builds them up and has some horrific characters in it that are supposed to be the good guys. So it tries your view of things, but they just erased all that, characters and all, out of the movie. They don't even exist.
Well, maybe I'll give it a watch.
You can go to the end now, Shelby. Sorry.
And I'll see
The Wandering Leftovers.
But
Hate board game minis. Hate is a post-apocalyptic game.
Yes, it is. Oh, those would be really cool minis to do for the challenge.
They all look like Vikings, so they look more fantasy, but it's because the world they're in, like what would happen? You'd devolve into that kind of Mad Max where everybody feels like barbarians. They're just, in Hate, you don't necessarily feel in the miniatures that these things that you're looking at are like garbage can lids used as armor. I wish they would have done more of that because it kind of skips the fact that the raw materials that would be available to you like today in this room to protect yourself would look very much like camera parts and shelving and things like that. It doesn't have any of that.
Stand is like I'd use it as a weapon.
Yeah, it has like the nuclear radiation mutation part going on, but other than that, it all just looks like rough-hewn weapons. So it doesn't really carry the aesthetic. But yeah, it is post-apocalyptic. You can't do Gunslinger in one movie or a season. I think you could do it. I think a season would do. I think a season per book, because like I said, remember, Trip, that Stephen King is very wordy, like overly wordy. He's hard for me to read because he spends too much time talking about crap that doesn't matter.
I'm assuming, Trip, you're talking about the Gunslinger series, not book.
Oh,
because Gunslinger is
book, but the Dark Tower series couldn't be done in one season. No, it would have to be like Game of Thrones, like a season per book, which I think is really 7.
Short.
7 or 8 books.
The book is like maybe 6 or 8 hours long.
Not that
for
long.
An audiobook.
Yeah, a lot of them are really quick.
It's really short.
I think Wolves of the Calla may be one of the long ones, but they're not any of them very long.
Yeah, and I'm used to I consider a book for
X-Ray and What's Going On.
That's like 15 hours is a short book for me.
Yeah, I typically I won't use my credits on things less than 10 on Audible generally, unless it's something that's like for some reason I've been dying to have it and it just came out, then I might get led into that. But they always leave the important stuff out of the movies. I mean, not always true, but they definitely whoever it is that's on the editing room floor or directing sometimes make decisions I would not make as to what is important. That is for sure. Another good intro to Stephen King is the Bill Hodges trilogy. He said it was more of a crime drama, but still has a similar style. I don't agree. I mean, yes, and they're okay, but that's not Stephen King. I don't feel like. I feel like if you want an introduction to Stephen King, you really need to read Salem's Lot, 100%. One of the best books. The Shining, Salem's Lot.
Should I read The Shining before watching the movie?
Yes. Yes. They're two very different stories about the same thing.
Okay.
So much so that Stephen King got very pissed off at Coppola.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Makes sense.
But it still is a very good movie in its own right.
It's a very good movie.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not a good movie if you want to be beholden to the book.
Yeah, it's not a great representation of the book.
Had the book
se.
been the movie, like had the book been written exact to the movie, it still would have been a fantastic book. Let's say it like that.
You mean it still would have been a fantastic movie?
No, it would have been a fantastic book. Had the book matched what the movie is,
okay,
the book still would have been a fantastic
I'm
book.
surprised you haven't seen the movie.
The Shining?
Yeah.
It's we've gone through and caught up on a lot of the stuff that I hadn't seen, like Good Will Hunting, The Incredibles. There's like a lot of movies that I have caught through like actively trying to go through my backlog of stuff that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
The Shining was not one that ever made it onto the list.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of purists that say that Shining is not a good movie, but I would have to agree with them in the sense that if you enjoy the book, which I do, the book is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at the movie, it completely alters the experience.
Yeah.
But it alters it in a way that, like I said, that book would be fantastic. You know, It was really good.
That makes sense. It's a good way to put it.
Trying to work up your argument for the Lord of the Rings being post-apocalyptic. No.
You're not going to sell me on it.
No.
You're not going to sell me on it.
No, there were big, huge wars and stuff, but it was never.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gunslinger's the first book of the Caesar. Yeah, true. Yeah. But a great author makes reading about the stuff that's not relevant interesting. Yes, but it still requires pacing, and Stephen King is horrible at pacing in a lot of his larger books.
I think that's what they mean by like a good author. Like a good author would be good at pacing it.
So when you look back, the thing with King is you can look back at the end of the book and understand why everything was there, but the journey is not paced well.
Interesting.
He's long-winded, which makes the getting to the end not as much. It makes it more of a slog than it should be. But when you get to the end, you can look back and understand why he did it. Like I'm reading It right now, and It is told from the perspective of in the beginning you learn exactly what happened to a particular person. Then it jumps into the future and talks about these adults coming back to experience this thing again because they made a blood oath when they were kids that if ever occurred, you know about It, the clown. There's a demon clown that's killing kids, basically, right? And so it starts at the beginning, goes to the middle, goes back to the beginning to tell everybody's histories, and then goes to the conclusion. So it jumps around, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But in doing so, he spends a lot of focus time on each character to define who they are, which is unnecessary. A lot of time is spent telling things of the story that are just so redundant, you know? Like, I get that this kid is fat and nobody likes him.
Yeah.
He spends 4 more chapters telling you about how fat he is and nobody likes him.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel good at the end of the book. It doesn't matter. You did it in a paragraph or a sub-chapter, and you're fine. I get that character. I know that character now. I feel for that character. I empathize, sympathize. It all works. And then he tells it for 4 more chapters. I call it the Anne Rice paradox because Anne Rice has written some amazing books, but getting through them is an absolute shot to the head. Like, kick me in the nuts 40 times. I'd rather do that than read an Anne Rice book.
That's funny.
Yeah, even though the stories are great, it's just getting there. Learn pacing, people. But they've made millions more dollars writing books than I have, so who am I to speak?
I mean, yeah.
Steel Dawn with Patrick Swayze is post-apocalyptic. Red Dawn or Steel? I don't know. Steel Dawn. Are we talking Red Dawn?
No, Red Dawn wouldn't be.
That's not post-apocalyptic. That's just war. It's a war movie.
It's funny because I got a notification in my email that I have like 9 credits on Audible, and they're like, use your credits before they expire. And I was like, well, guess it's time to buy some books. So
I would rather see a TV series of The Dark Towers than the movie, but keep Matthew McConaughey as the Man in Black. He did a good job. I think he can play a very irreverent bad guy well.
Yeah.
You know, so I like the casting. I love Idris Elba. He is not the gunslinger because of the racial tension things that have to be there, in my opinion, to tell the story correctly. They're not just sidebar story. They're so integral to him and himself as a character.
Yeah.
He needs to be a Caucasian guy. The Shining's a bad adaptation, but amazing film. Exactly, Mike. Exactly.
We got a raid from Studio J7.
Studio
J7.
What is happening,
Hello
people?
and welcome.
We're talking
everybody.
nerd movie stuff while Jordan attempts to paint golden, attempts to finish Thanos. He's doing a great job with gold medal.
We're getting there.
We're nerding out today, guys. I guess I was learning more, leaning more towards Stephen King for non-Stephen King fans. Oh yeah, definitely. But I don't think that's a good. See, I would always argue that to tell somebody that, hey, you want to read and your first Stephen King book, read one that is completely not Stephen King. He's written under pseudonyms where the books feel different, and he's done some crazy stuff. You need to like read Stephen King, and that's why I say like Salem's Lot, Misery. Things like that are going to give you who Stephen King is.
Yeah,
and then you can branch off into the things that feel less Stephen King and get more from them.
Yeah.
Because you'll know what's so different about them and how amazing they become because this writer that wrote Cujo or Christine is now writing this. Like the guy has a weird fascination with old 60s cars. So
really?
you get like all these phantom cars stories. The one with the semi trucks is ridiculous, so.
Yeah, it's it's really interesting having not read any Stephen King, right? Like, like you said, I want to understand what makes a Stephen King book a Stephen King book.
Read Salem's Lot.
So.
And what was that one up there? It said somebody said something about how the Ready Player One is not like the book. Definitely not. It has enough that you can call it Ready Player One. I'll give it that. But as a movie, it wasn't bad had I not known the book existed. There's a lot of that, though. We talk about that a lot. Like, if you're going to do an homage to a book, do it right, I feel like. You're not... Oh, okay. You're not really arguing for Lord of the Ring as opposed to Apocalyptic. Hope the stream was good, studio. Hope you and the wife are doing well. But Lord of the Ring themes mini set after the sinking of either Beleriand or Numenor, post-apocalyptic to him. Well, I mean, that's like saying the tornado that hit Omaha this weekend, there's a post-apocalyptic life for everybody up in Nebraska too, right?
It's got to be global.
It's got to be global, I think, for what we're talking about. Which I hope everybody is okay. I reached out to one of our dealers that's up in that area. I don't think it hit Omaha proper, but holy heck was the aftermath of that thing crazy.
Yeah.
Oklahoma too, right? Tornadoes hit that stretch of the Midwest there pretty heavy over this last weekend. Wolverines! Yeah, Red Dawn was one of my favorite movies. That was the first PG-13 movie.
That you've ever seen?
That was the first PG-13 movie. Red Dawn.
Wow.
Yep, they introduced PG-13 because of Red Dawn. I remember I watched it in the theater like 5 times, twice back to back. It was like my favorite movie of all time back then as a kid.
That's awesome.
As like a teenager, I loved it. I just pictured myself as oh my gosh, I'm not gonna remember the kid's name. The kid that got blown apart by the Chinook, the helicopter. C. Thomas Howell. I am C. Thomas Howell in that one, because as the downed pilot is saying, boy, he's marking how many Russians he's killed by scraping hash marks on the side of his rifle butt. And the old man is like, he goes, boy, all that anger is going to burn you up. And C. Thomas Howell just looks at him and goes, keeps me warm. Because it's in the middle of winter. Of course, he gets blown up by a helicopter, but it was a fun movie. Red Dawn is a movie of the war Gen X was promised, right? Exactly, Kyle. A chapter in Douglas Adams' book that explains what the whale was thinking when it was racing towards the ground had been hit by a missile and something improbable happened and is turned into a whale. Man, everything that Douglas Adams wrote is some of my favorite stuff ever. There's another one where the movies and the TV series never caught the lightning of the book. But that's a hard one. Like, I would really challenge anybody in entertainment to make a Hitchhiker's Guide movie that really captured the book. They've been close. Ford Prefect was actually pretty good in the old BBC TV series. I think it was BBC, right? Is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy post-apocalyptic? No. That's a Universal thing. Although you could say the restaurant at the end of the universe is kind of post-apocalyptic, right? Because every night they just watch the universe die.
Oh, jeez.
And serve really crazy meals to really high-profile people. Jason been infected by Jordan. He couldn't say non-metallic mirror. Yeah, exactly. Silver Bullet was a decent movie. Was it though? Maximum Overdrive. Yeah, that's a semi one. He's obsessed with Topeka, Kansas. Stephen King and everything Maine, everything New England. You know what's really good as a series, and I can't remember what it's called, but they took a Stephen King thing and made a series about it here recently. I'm not going to remember. I wish Jen was here. She'd remember what it was called.
Oh.
I thought it was really good.
Do you remember, like, the premise?
There was a boy being held in the basement of a school or something by the principal because the boy was basically like the devil, right? And the way they implied it is he was the same evil force that had been part of like Shawshank and part of all of the Stephen King universe. It was so good.
Huh. Is it on Hulu?
Good to hear, studio. I don't remember where it came from. I'm bad with that stuff.
Yeah.
He wrote his Richard Bachman. Yeah, the Bachman books or whatever, right? Well, Tom, have a great night.
See Wad.
Mike, yeah, it's got to, like, post-apocalyptic has to be a global. It has to be an extinction level event that doesn't quite extinct everybody. The worst part with RP1 was that Klein actually wrote a good portion of the script. Oklahoma too, yeah. Sucks, man. Just another Monday. There was like a super tornado in Oklahoma, but it just hit empty space, thankfully. Good gosh, like an F5 kind of big thing. It was Russians in Red Dawn, Zazin, the original one, yeah. It was supposed to be Chinese in the second, but the Chinese got mad and they changed it to somebody else. I forget.
Somebody likes
Korean?
us.
Was it North Korea? I forget what it was. Noden says two things. One, I've been using the camo green to paint my OPR skirmish team, and now I have a bunch of little Halo Spartan-looking guys running around the table. And two, Salem's Lot was an amazing book and probably your favorite by King. It is by far my favorite King novel, I think. The entirety, if I had to pick one book, it's Salem's Lot. If I have to pick the entirety, then The Dark Tower is the best series he's done. Right? T. Schmidt, what did I give spoilers on?
That was Red Dawn.
Oh, Red Dawn?
Yeah.
I mean, we here only give you, how many months did we say? 5? Before spoilers are okay? I don't even know if it was 5. Red Dawn came out when I was like 14, dude. So that's been a while.
Doesn't the name
I think
kind
it was
of give it
mostly
away?
a joke.
Yeah,
Isn't
China
the name
threatened the
kinda
movie
give it
away?
studio,
Red
so
Dawn.
they made it North Koreans. How stupid is that? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the world. Nothing to see here. Keep moving. Russians and Cubans. Yeah, there were Cubans in it too.
Thank you.
Monument Hobbies, have you played the video game Douglas Adams made? No, I didn't know that existed. Yeah, in the original Red Dawn, the Chinese were on our side.
Was the show Man in the High Tower? Do you remember?
No, not Man in the High Tower. That one's not.
That's alternate future.
I didn't like the show, but the
premise.
The premise is really good. Was it on Hulu, X-Rian? Good gosh, what was it called?
Hoosiers.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I don't know
No,
what stuff
not
you're
wrong.
referring to.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer's in the King universe? It's a very interesting rabbit hole to go down to look at the King universe and how it's all tied together. And that's something he's written about in The Dark Tower, because the Dark Tower series ties the entire King universe together.
Yes.
And when there were very disparate books in most cases, and he ties it all together in The Dark Tower in the weirdest ways. Castle Rock, that's what it is, as in you nailed it. Castle Rock. Watch it. It's good. It's crazy. It's a trip. It's not written by King. It's based on King stuff. I think that's great. They did a great job. It's nuts.
It sounds great.
It's nuts. It's nuts. It does a really good job of being eerily King, almost better than King. I would love to know if he had a positive reflection on the whole thing. I think he was one of the producers, maybe. Like he put some money towards it, but I could be wrong on that. Extinction level that doesn't quite extinct everyone. Sounds Numenorian to me. No, that's not true. There was a whole rest of the world when Numenor fell. That was just one group of people.
Does that mean I can paint a crocodile model?
Like the sinking of Atlantis. Was that post-apocalyptic afterwards? I mean, here we go. Because people would say Atlantis sunk when the extinction level of flood came, maybe. So that guy, maybe it could be. First season of Castle Rock was good. Second season, not so much. The second season got a little bit weird, but the first was great. The book Good Omens is pretty good, and so is a TV series based on it. I really enjoyed the TV series. The book is better, but that's kind of always the case. Yeah, Red Dawn was when I was 14, I think, right? 84. Philip K. Dick. I knew his nephew was a friend of mine back in Pennsylvania. Man in the High Tower was good, in your opinion, not awesome, but well worth a watch. I didn't like it as a TV show as much as the book, though. You got your paints today, Hoosiers? Nice.
Oh, you did
Nice
see that. I did see that
Hoosiers.
on Discord.
Behold my stuff. I saw that. Didn't you post that in the Discord?
Yeah,
I
that's
saw
what I was
it.
referring to.
I actually worked on Salem's Lot doing VFX, Ishmael. Oh, really? That's awesome.
Ishmael has
Dude.
worked on a lot of cool
That's
things.
forever ago.
Ishmael,
You're old.
Are you the one who also worked on
Dune?
On Dune,
Dune?
yeah, the blue eyes.
Ishmael, are you my age? Salem's Lot was a long time ago.
Ishmael's local.
We need to hang out.
That's
They're
they're
talking about
they're
getting
going
together to play Horse Heresy.
Ishmael, if you're my age or older and local, let's go have dinner because I want to talk to you about all the cool things you've done.
Should have them come over on a Friday night for a game.
Gamed. Oh, yeah, you
Super
come over
fun.
for Friday game night. We'll bring in pizza and stuff. Yeah, it's Man in the High Castle. Game. Nazis in World War II in America get split between Germany and Japan. Oh, you're talking about Man in the High Tower, yeah. The Axis wins. You like King, but if I have to go to if I have a go-to author, it's usually like Asimov or Tolkien. Oh, I'm with you. King is by far not my favorite author. We're just talking about in the King universe what my favorite books are. Good Omens is pre-apocalyptic. Yes, they're trying to stop the apocalypse, right? Yeah. I have not watched From. People keep telling me I need to watch it. I did. I was working on a bunch of Marvel movies. That's awesome. Real painting question. Is there a good guide on the YouTube channel for how to comprehend non-metallic metal? Yeah. I have one that talks about the spoon.
Spoon. Oh, Ishmael is in L.A.
Yeah.
His friend is in.
Oh, is it your
Arizona.
friend?
You're in
Oh,
LA, but
okay.
you're 30. You didn't work on Salem's Lot then. You weren't even born, dude. Don't lie to me. Was there a newer Salem's Lot that I'm unaware of? Salem's Lot was in the 70s. Is there a new Salem's Lot that I'm unaware of? There's that other one that's really good. What is it called? I say really good. It was fun. It was about a guy, a priest, that gets disgruntled, goes over to the Holy Land, and as he's wandering around in the desert, he finds a vampire, and he becomes the I don't want to say assistant, the thrall of the vampire, and brings him back to his Catholic town in like
Midnight Mass?
Midnight Mass.
Yes.
Yeah, Midnight Mass is very Kingsian.
Wait, I've heard that show is really good.
It's very good. Copious amounts of blood, but very good.
Actually, and exactly, I was like, do you want to go hang out and do karate in the garage?
That's so funny and true.
Go back up. What Mordheim could be post-apocalyptic? Is that what you just said? Missed the answer, but Mordheim could be post-apocalyptic. I don't feel like it. That feels more like wartime, right? That's just mankind beset with evil. I don't know that Mordheim. Although, is it the only city left of man? Maybe so. There's a new one coming out. Oh, okay? That's awesome.
Way to drop it.
Ishmael, is it good? Have you been able to preview enough to tell me if it's good? Am I gonna like it? Because you're talking about my favorite King book.
Yikes.
And one where the movie that came out in the 70s, it's a 70s movie, right? It feels like people are being hung by wires when they're outside the windows and stuff. Because when you read the book, Salem's Lot, you can see it as a modern tale. Even though it's dated around a particular town and right, but you can see it as a modern tale. And then you watch the movie and it sucks the life out of it because it's so dated.
I've had Salem's Lot on my reading list for a while, and I think you've convinced me to finally read it.
World War Z as a regular book. I have it as a a page turning paper book, and it's amazing.
World War Z.
Yeah, World War Z. Not the one. I mean, there's a movie called World War Z. Not the same. The book World War Z is different.
Is it loosely related in concept?
Yeah, I think Mordheim more dystopian, right? I don't even think so. World War Z, the book, is told from multiple points of view about the zombie epidemic when it broke out, and the World War Z movie is like, I want to say it's kind of loosely got part of it that talks about one of the parts of World War Z, the book. They are not the same. I don't even know that you could say they're actually, I don't even know if it's based on the book. They probably could say it's loosely based on the book, but it's not the book. Like the book, one of the stories in the book is told from one of the military guys that's on station having to figure out what's going on. The Brad Pitt movie. They're making a second one, supposedly, of the Brad Pitt movie. I don't know how you make a sequel to that, but to be post-apocalyptic, somebody has to be wearing either A, gas mask, or B, a plague mask. Yes. 1974 for original, yeah. Not sure. A lot of stuff I do is out of context. Yeah, you just work on like blue eyes for Dune. Yeah. Glow stick crosses and made them glowy. Oh, nice. How funny. Some old Reaper Plague Dr. Minis. The new Salem's Lot was supposed to come out in the movies, but now they're supposed to be releasing it on Max. Oh, that's a shame. I still do like going to the movies. Almost, it's gaining momentum for me because there's so few of them to go see now. Wiz movie sucks, and Brooks has disowned it. The Wiz?
World War Z.
Oh, World War Z. Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, the interviews in the book, the storytelling is superb. I got excited when I said they were making a World War Z movie, and I went and watched it. And I was like, it wasn't a bad. Okay, so it's another deal where they shouldn't have called it the title of a very, well, I don't know that the book was very famous at that point in time, but they shouldn't have titled it the same as something else if you're not going to be the same story.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know that the Pitt movie was horrible. I think it was one of those that I went into because I knew the book and was very disappointed. Right? I mean, it has some iconic zombie scenes in it. The zombie tower over the wall catching the helicopter. There's some amazing stuff that happens in that I thought was really cool. Fast zombies and that kind of stuff were in there too, but it wasn't great. But Black Summer I've heard of, right? As a zombie deal. The audiobook is super star-studded in the cast. I don't like those. I like one narrator. I've tried to do the big presentation ones. There's an alien one that's done with lots of voices. Didn't like it. The only one that I would say is top notch that had multiple readers is the oh my gosh, the prequels to the Ender series, and I'm not going to remember the names, but the one where like Mazer Rackham it's his story, right? Like if you've ever read Ender's Game,
I have
it's
not,
the
actually.
prequels to that. It's the first Fomoric Wars books, and there's multiple narrators for each of the points of view, because there's like 4 points of view in that story, and each one of them has a different narrator, so it'll switch back and forth from narrator, some females, some males, and it's tremendous. All of them are great, and they all put you right where you need to be in the book so that it can just switch storytelling chapter to chapter, and you're just right where you need to be. So that was done really well. But I don't like the ones where there's a lot of people talking to each other in the same conversation. I just want it to be narrated by one person. The Wiz is also not a good adaptation of World War Z. That's what I read first was Wiz. The Wiz? Like the Wizard of Oz? Singy rock and rolly one? Yeah. The book of World War Z is a bunch of interviews, right? It's interviews, notes, and other records. Yeah. It's like slice of life stuff of various people and how they handle it. Borderlands universe, not the movie. Has the Borderlands movie come out?
Yeah,
Is it out already?
I think so.
Yeah, it kind of came with a sputter if it did.
I can't remember actually. I know I saw something for it. I just don't know if
it had some people I like in it, but I'm like, yeah, that's not really a thing we need a movie about.
But is the Borderlands universe post-apocalyptic?
Yes.
No, because they're vault hunters. They go to a particular planet to hunt it. It looks post-apocalyptic.
It does.
Oh, I guess.
But it is not. Right? It's about like scavengers on another planet. You would have loved a mockumentary style version of the movie. I was kind of low key mad when the Pit movie was what it was. Oh yeah, yeah. It's a good zombie movie, but not a good adaptation. Perfect. Great way to say that. Guilty pleasure. Dead Snow. Dead Snow. I don't know Dead Snow. Is that the one with like the World War II? Campy World War II zombies? Night of the Living Dead series was great in the 80s. Oh my gosh, come on, man. Romero, the best. It's hard. Oh, you didn't know there were any pre-Ender game books? Mark West, you have found your calling, dude. They are amazing. They're very different, right? Because the premise on the first Fomoric War is them learning about the baddies, fighting them for the first time on Earth, and of course leading to Mazer Rackham's, group being able to lead and save. So it has a lot of really cool stuff in there. It's a great story. I thought it was really good. Oh, okay. Is it after 4?
It's 4:02.
We're doing
Oh my
a horrible
goodness.
job
Okay,
of
we're done.
doing our thing here. Let me get through the rest of these. Do you have a minute? Okay, I'll have to be right back, chat.
Okay. Do you want me to keep it going so we can answer these last questions?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
Now I have to read Salem's Lot.
I have 9 Audible credits that I need to use.
Wow.
So I've got some reading on my plate. Some solid listening.
Yeah. I have a lot of reading to do. Yeah, I've had it on there for so long. I initially read the description and I was like, oh, this seems like something I'd enjoy, and I just haven't read it.
I am currently finishing rereading the most recent Dresden Files book,
Nice.
which is great. Very good. The whole book is basically one battle.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's literally like a 2-part book where the first of the 2 is like the lead up, and then the second one is literally called Battlefield.
Game Delay said, I've been doing contemporary fantasy romance novels recently, Baby J. Can highly recommend. Very low stress.
Contemporary romance?
Fantasy romance.
Fantasy romance. Interesting.
Contemporary fantasy romance.
Thank you for the sub, Cannibalistics.
Thank you.
Did I see something from the King Hammer himself?
Yeah, something about...
Paid for, what was the name? Movie has nothing to do with the book. Oh, fair enough.
Brad. Come on, man.
You want to scroll over on the other side too?
Yeah.
Or scroll down?
Well, which one?
I just want it to go all the way down to the bottom. So. Oh, somebody... I did see something with my name on it. Brannigan's Brushes, rating with a party of 27.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome.
You guys have some very interesting timing.
Yes. We are almost done. Fantasy romance, my lover.
Twilight fanfic. Oh my gosh.
Gosh.
Yikes. Hello, Brannigan's Brushes. Hello.
Time to
How
perfection.
do you do?
It's Brannigan's birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Woohoo.
Welcome. We missed your birthday stream? What the heck? Well, hello. We're doing great.
Yeah.
We have had a wonderful stream with some painting of non-metallic metal gold.
Mm-hmm.
And then a
lots
whole
of-
heck of a lot of conversation about books and
Shows,
shows
and,
and
yeah,
movies.
lots.
It's been a really fun stream, actually.
And some math. We talked about math for a bit.
We briefly touched on math. We also briefly touched on my inability to say post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, he royally messed
I
that up the first time
royally-
he said it.
Missed the boat on that one.
It is the non-metallic gold is looking beautiful.
Why thank you, Bert.
So shiny.
I gotta paint his face.
Yeah,
We're-
he's
We're
kind of
darkening up the gold a little bit so it looks a little bit more reflective.
It's kind of dark.
But, you know, we're going pretty good. You're heading out?
I will
Kyle.
find it, Kyle. Mark my words.
Good luck trying to find that $10 bill, Schlebby. I'm going to laugh when you find it before you leave.
I hope I do.
Because 100% you're definitely going to look for it while you're in there.
Yeah. Can't not.
I'm going to laugh when he didn't actually put it in your office and he did it just to mess
That's
with you.
honestly kind of the vibe I'm getting. He's like, I have the perfect spot. And I'm like, he's probably not going to.
It's probably
He's
not.
probably
in
not
your
going to
office.
hide it anyway. And
Good.
he's just going to make me think that he hid it.
Hey, you got to make sure. You got to confirm that it is actually in that room.
Yeah. If you're going to tell me that you've hid it, it's got to actually be hid. I still get stressed trying to type anxiety correctly. Wait a minute. It's gonna be in my car. Well, my car's not here today.
Yeah. If he put it in your car, he's got some magical powers.
Yeah. Some teleportation powers. What does it say?
Oh, that's awesome.
True.
Can you go back to just my chair?
Yeah.
With the chair both.
Oh.
I got a new hat, chat. Look, I got a new hat.
That's amazing.
I got a new hat.
Did that just show up?
Yeah.
Amazing.
While I was talking to Gabe, getting him out of here. Well, I didn't just have it. Phil put it in my office like hours ago, but I was in a meeting. Do we have a Brannigan's brushes in here?
Yeah,
We
we
do.
do. We got
Hello.
a raid right after you left.
And it's
Well, hello,
Brannigan's
Brannigan's.
birthday.
Hello.
And it's Brannigan's birthday.
What?
Party.
Happy birthday, Mr. Brannigan. Happy birthday to you. That's my best Marilyn Monroe, so you can take that to the bank, baby.
Take it to the bank. Cash it in for a good old crisp $10 bill that is somewhere in Shelby's office.
Gotta find it. I feel so seduced.
You should. I was looking for seduction there.
Man, I should wear my glasses while I stream.
That was me going for seduction.
old
Hope you're doing well,
AF.
Brannigan.
Old Alf.
Thank you for the raid. Hope everybody's doing well.
Mhm.
What did I miss? Did we get all the nerd lore questions? What were we talking? We were talking about Stephen King.
Oh man.
Gabe had to mess it all up.
I do have to leave at some point, Jason.
Whatever, dude.
Whatever, dude.
So I need to come over there.
Maybe.
Then Jordan will have to leave. I guess we just close up shop.
It's all the way up here.
Pitt paid for the World War Z movie?
No,
Really?
Not there yet. Right there.
Getting in a helicopter in zombie times is a sure way to die. Yep. Pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah, but I don't remember what they were. The first Formic War books. I'm not sure. Just Google or get on Audible and look up Ender's Game, and you'll find them. They're very, very good. Next time you have a long drive or something, I would highly recommend the World War Z audiobook. Easy to get lost in. Brooke plays himself as the interviewer, or Brooks does. I might have it, Ryan. I'll have to go back and check. It's one of those that because I read the book, I probably didn't put it at high priority. Ender's Game, read it in 5 hours during classes prior to the summer reading test in 10th grade. It's such a good book. Such a good book. Jordan used Audible credits on the World War Z audiobook.
I'll look
There
at
you
it.
go. Man, it's like these guys got like skin in the game. Like they're getting commission on it or something.
I mean, yeah.
Everybody's like, read the World War Z. It is a good one, huh? I got it when it first came out, and I have it in hardback.
Really?
Yeah, I got the first edition hardback. Like when it first came out, I bought the hardback. I was at like, I don't know, Barnes and Noble or some bookstore, and they were just pulling it out of boxes. I was like, what's new? I need something good. And the woman was merchandising it on the new releases one, and I bought it. It's a short book. Like it's not quite a pocket book, but it's not huge. It might be 150 pages. Like it's,
World War Z?
Yeah, it's not very big.
No. Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of short outtakes. It may be longer than that, but it's like a hardback that's like this thick.
Oh.
Like it's tiny.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Dead Snow is a Norwegian black comedy horror movie. Yeah, Nazi zombies. Yeah. I remember that. Return of the Living Dead was a great movie. I can smell your brains. Had punk rock kids in a graveyard. Couldn't be bad. My next project is possibly the second season of Last of Us. Your next project is reading or
No, Ishmael.
working on it. Gotcha.
I mean, that's a pretty cool project.
I enjoyed the first season.
I also did.
I do not know the Last of Us storyline. I only got bits and pieces of people being angry at the second one. But I watched the show and it was really good. I liked all the characters. I felt it left me wanting a second season, so that's good. Earth Unaware. That's right. Yep. Earth Unaware. Correct. Deathgasm is a fun song. Deathgasm. Zazen, what you guys doing tonight? Who you guys? Us guys? I'm sticking around while people work overtime to get your orders shipped out. And I have some work I have to do on the website. I don't know what everybody else is doing. I'm having zero fun, is what I'm doing.
I am going to go home and figure out getting a passport renewed. And then I'm going to paint models for other people.
I'm going to a trivia night.
He's going to paint models for other people.
Yep.
You're going to trivia night?
I'm going to a trivia night.
What kind of trivia?
I don't know. My friends and I were just like, let's go to trivia. I was like,
like at a bar or something?
No, it's at the Porch. I think it's
okay.
a restaurant.
Okay, yeah, I know the Porch on Indian School.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Source, I would use a
it's a
0.5
bar,
needle
basically.
for
It's a bar restaurant.
Yeah.
If you've got it. 0.8 would probably be too big.
Cozy fantasy is the least stress of all the genres. I don't even know what that means. Earth Unaware, Earth of Fire, and Earth Awakens. Yes, Mazer Rackham. Twilight fanfic takes most of your reading time. I mean,
I don't know about that.
I get my audiobooks from the local libraries app.
Very nice to have.
All right. We got through Brannigan's birthday.
Yeah.
I did some singing. Order completed, Captain Mandarings at Element Games. Fantastic.
Nice.
All of the new paints are on the way. They should be in a plane. We don't even bother with boats to the UK. We fly stuff there. So, to make sure you get it as quick as possible. It's usually door-to-door 2 weeks before it's in their store. So they've been saying like June, but it should literally be 2 weeks from now.
Yeah. Once it gets to Element, they can ship pretty much anywhere in the UK pretty quick.
Yeah, they can ship to EU too, but
yeah,
it's like next day most of the UK, I think.
I have actually heard that they have good EU
Overtime is time and a half here in the States, yes. Up to a point, and then it has to be like double time or I don't remember. Ender's Game is great. The whole Ender series is fantastic, right? Speaker for the Dead. One of my favorite series of all time.
Really?
Ender's Game, yeah.
I've never read it.
Yeah. Have you watched the movie?
I have watched the movie.
Okay. So it's a movie that's too clean and too... the visuals don't match the feel of the book, right? It feels more military as a book, whereas the movie was too clean. All the surfaces were clean. Everything was nice and tight and put together well. Mm-hmm. You know, in the books, it's a little more brutal, which I love that feel for it more because of the kid aspect. It's young kids being forced into these bad situations. So when it's clean in the movie, it didn't feel as harrowing as it should have. Yeah. So the book is really, really good. And then it goes on to follow Ender after
he leaves.
After they destroy and win the war, the Formic War, and what he does as he goes around and because his realization of they weren't attacking, they were defending kind of a feel, and he goes around and finds his place in the galaxy kind of, and you know, it's Speaker for the Dead is one of the best books ever for sci-fi. It's really, really good.
Interesting.
Element is a no-go due to Brexit. Those damn Brits. Source does. PK Pro for you. Yeah.
They took the soul out of the book. The book is much more visceral, but still children. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's a good one for me to start with, just because I have I don't think they're terribly long either. They're probably 15-hour read.
Ender's Game?
Yeah.
They're not huge. I want a modern Lord of the Flies movie. Oh my gosh. Lord of the Flies, you don't need a modern one. The original movie is rough.
I haven't seen the movie. I only read the book.
Here, piggy.
Remember, Spatsnat, paintballs are too big to carry on, like in your carry-on luggage.
The little ones?
He's a poop joke.
It's a poop joke.
The 22 mils aren't.
I love it. Are you hiring mules to transport the bottles? We do not give up our secrets on stream. Are you crazy? Hashtag pray for no cavity searches. ProAcryl in the EU. Down with the man. Child soldiers, every Gundam series. Exactly, right? Or Evangelion.
I mean, I really like the Gundam
I was
series.
turned off from Ender's Game because of the movie. Sounds like I'll need to check out the books. The books are tremendous. As a kid, that was some of the first sci-fi that really, I say a kid, like a young, like 12, 13-year-old young teenager, reading Ender's Game and really getting it and feeling like part of that whole thing because you could see it in the books. It explains very, very well why the kids are the only ones. And so it makes it very sad that this is the state of how we have to fight this war now because it's been going on for so long. And the links that humanity is willing to go to and the realization of young minds who aren't as jaded. They've been educated to be, it has that, like the Starship Troopers movie where the propaganda gets everybody going. It has that feel that you've just been propagandized into doing something horrible. And it really is an amazing book.
Well, I think the thing,
and then, like I said, the series of Ender is tremendous.
The thing that kind of like bugged me about the movie is it felt like they should have been at a place where like they were at war and things were not going well. But once you get towards like the end of the movie, you're like, they're kind of just on the precipice of victory. So like, what's the problem? Like, I feel like it would have naturally worked out so that they would have won eventually anyways. But like, the beginning parts of the movie and like the story that they were giving me felt like it should have been more of like we're on the losing side of this war. Like, we need to find somebody.
In the books, they very much are.
Yeah.
It's proposed to you as if they very much are.
Right. And that's, I think, where the disconnect was for me in the movie, where I was like...
The books. DiCaprio, you didn't like the rest of the series. You read 7 books and totally with just the first 2, you were golden. Well, true. In the Ender's Game series, the first 2 will tell you everything you need. But, like, it is a good series. It's worth reading. They get a little long in the tooth because they're dealing with something completely different as the series goes on, because it's Ender, right? Avian, aren't we supposed to be off by now? Yeah, we're going to wrap it up here in a minute.
Yeah, I do. I need to go home and give my dad and my grandma a call.
Oh, cool.
We gotta figure that thing out.
Do you want me to do links?
Roll it up.
Let's
do
roll
them
out
links.
some links.
Don't
Don't
worry,
worry,
explain in the book. The film, the film doesn't give great context. Is one of the problems. And then go back and watch the first Formic Wars, or read the first Formic Wars stuff, because the Razor Macam stuff is really, really good. Half the country decided to be special on the Brexit vote.
Well, we will be back tomorrow with some more wonderful stream action.
Yeah, Starship Troopers as a book is not at all what the movie is. Starship Troopers is what Space Marines are. That's where GW got Space Marines. Starship Troopers were like literally carried micro nukes in their packs, and 3 of them could wipe an entire planet out.
Yeah. Also Tyranids.
Yeah.
Big bugs.
Yeah. I mean, it's all Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys.
We appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you so much for everybody who hung out with the raids. Thank you for all the raiding folks. We really enjoy having you here. We're going to find somebody to raid. Don't forget, we stream 5 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I already said Wednesday. Woo! Monday through Friday.
There you go.
2 to 4. 2 to 4. Arizona time.
We stream 4 days. 5 days. We stream all the time.
We stream all the time. Don't forget to click all the links that Shelby has so wonderfully put up for us. We'll detail all of the wonderful places where you can buy ProAcryl, like on our website, on our new fancy website, as well as our store finder. You can find a local store near you that carries all of our products. You can also check out the Discord link, which is a place where you can go to
find
start
4,269 amazing artists on the Discord, and one person that is still shopping for a post-apocalyptic model.
Oh my gosh.
Apoplectic.
Apoplectic.
Apoplectic. An apoplectic model.
Apoplectic.
And make sure you guys check out the YouTube as well, so you guys can check all the cool tutorial stuff that we have going on. We are finding somebody to raid right now. We will see you all tomorrow.
Brannigans, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for the raid. And Ryan
Happy
Wallace,
birthday.
you rock.
No.
We're out of here. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.